All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Starladder Season 9. It's time for our 5th match of the day. That's right, for the first time today, we get to see teams for a second time. This next match is a big one. Could be the most important match of Group A. It's DK versus Empire. Both teams are 1-0. Alliance lost their first match, a narrow defeat to DK, and you had MVP Phoenix, who to most teams is kind of the underdog of the group, who fell short against Empire. So a win here for either team pretty much ensures that they finish top 2, which means you start in the winner's bracket, which means you start with room to lose a match, and also you'll play BO3s, not BO1s. So, of course, I'm LD beyond the Summit. I'm joined here by Marlene and Ben. Things are heating up on day 1 of Starladder Season 9.
Yeah, the winner of this should be guaranteed first or second.
Yes, I believe, because whoever wins this, there will be one 1-1 team, one 2-0 team, and one 0-1 team. So potentially there could be a 3-way tie with 3 teams 2-1, but otherwise, they will advance as first, and even then, they'll probably have they'll have the tiebreakers on the other team. So, unless you see MVP Phoenix getting into the mix, but I don't see that happening.
I don't think so either. Yeah, I guess it could be a 3-way tie.
The way that I look at it is most likely whoever wins this match wins the group. That's what I'm expecting. Though Alliance could throw a wrench into the team's plans, but DK already took them down. Now they'll be looking at Empire. Empire, they've been the creme de la creme of Europe over the past few months. They've beaten everybody. They've been a really staunch opponent, but they look shaky in their first match versus MVP Phoenix. They won the game, but they didn't make it easy by any means.
Yeah, they definitely didn't. I don't. Is there any situation where it's a 3-way tie? Like, one of the team has to lose to MVP Phoenix, though, right? Because if DK wins here, they play MVP Phoenix, and then they'll be 3-0.
Yes. That scenario is extremely unlikely, but, I mean, let's say Empire wins here, then who do they have to play last? They play Alliance last, right?
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's true.
So
it's not terribly far-fetched.
If DK wins here, they'd be in the 2 other good, top teams in the group, so they're probably taking first place. If Empire win, though, they're still in good shape. So either way, main point is big game for both teams.
Yes.
And with that being said, both teams are very aggressive. Both teams like to fight a lot in the mid-game. I'd say DK and Empire, to me, are very similar teams in a lot of ways, just in terms of they rely on their team fight and their execution to win games.
I would agree with you there. They don't rely on too much on 5-man push. They don't rely too much on late game and avoiding fights, like kind of Cloud9 style.
They both play like a variety of styles, but it's mostly geared around fighting.
What are the odds on this? I would say DK should be decently favored, like 60-something. 60-40 it looks like.
I think that's pretty fair. Empire definitely looked shaky in their first match, sure. Coming into the event, maybe Empire's had the bigger body of impressive work online, but I mean, DK's won big LANs when it really mattered. Empire still has to prove themselves on LAN.
Judging by the first 2 games, though, the Empire Phoenix and DK Alliance, I would say the odds should be a little bit more in favor of DK. Maybe it was DK on a good game and Empire on a bad game. That's probably what it seems, but we'll see if Empire gets out of their LAN jitters.
Well, they better snap out of them soon. This is the second match of the day. They should be a little more comfortable in theory, but they're playing DK, the juggernauts from the East. And on that note, we'll run through the draft quickly. First overall pick was a Lycan. This made possible by a Shadow Shaman ban, which I like a lot from Empire. DK, one of their favorite go-to supports, and DK choosing to ban Dazzle, a support that Empire will often first pick, but instead they get their hands on Lycan, throw up for Silent.
This is the same bans I think DK had in the first game.
Yes, they banned Dazzle and they banned Bat.
And they were Dire. So they're giving Lycan to Radiant, which is not as scary as Dire, Lycan, and they already beat Lycan once today. And it wasn't in the most convincing fashion, but it was. You could still tell that DK had a very good hold on the game at all stages. So I would say that if a team is going to let Lycan through, I would say right now it probably looks like DK is the strongest one.
They might not always be Dire side, though, is the other consideration.
That's true. I think Dire side, they just straight up ban it. Well, I mean, they'll have first pick, right? Well, technically not.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. I think it's just a coin flip each game because they're all BO1s, so I don't think it's a sign.
Is it Dire? I mean, last time DK were Dire and
this time they're Dire.
Yeah, and they had second pick both times.
Yeah, so maybe I think it's just a coin flip thing, and then teams choose either first or second pick or Dire Radiant. Not 100% sure. Maybe we can ask for that later. But bottom line is, well, DK have gone for the offlane Centaur, but this is not going to be for Ice Ice Ice. It's actually going to be for Mushi. Ice 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 probably going mid as Invoker this game. Mushi does not play Invoker for the team, so I would say Ice Ice Ice's Centaur a little bit more consistent than Mushi's, and I don't think... I mean, Ice 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 I'd say is equally strong on the mid roll, but Mushi to me seems more comfortable there than offlane. At the same time, though, They wanted to run Invoker, so that's the trade they'll make.
Ice Invoker is pretty disgusting.
Yes. And it's a good hero versus Lycan, because if you want to go aggressive on that hero before he gets too farm, Sunstrike's great additional artillery. You've got now your Enchantress for Lamb, who plays just the whole gamut of supports. You saw his Earthshaker at MLG last scene, just crushing the hopes and dreams of Speed Gaming in Game 1, although they went on to lose that series.
You know, all the junglers have, I think, lost out today.
Yeah, Alliance is the one team that still loves their junglers with the Chen.
Alliance lost with Chen, Na'Vi lost with Enchantress, and then we saw rox.kis lose with Chen too. So junglers have just not fared very well. The early game is just mostly decided like in just straight lanes, not really smoke ganking too, which is a little bit unusual. Usually we see smoke ganks much more effective.
I think teams are also just better at playing against junglers. Like that latest game IG was playing against the Chen, and they warded 3 camps. They were running really hard to gank lanes. Like they had an Elder Titan Mirana dual lane. And
Ember Spirit.
The other game you had EG was running solo mid OD. Again, not the easiest hero to gank. Also, that wasn't a good hero to gank with the TA. And the Ancient Apparition weren't very strong for Na'Vi there as gankers. So maybe part of it's matchup based, but in general, the junglers haven't been doing that well. You're right. Empire go Rubik now. So they get a good counter initiating support against the Enchantress in the laning stage. Stampede's a great spell to steal. And, I mean, I don't know if was the Rubik really necessary to step up right now. It doesn't seem like an amazing counter to anything DK have.
I don't think so either. Maybe they just wanted... I mean, he's not very good at zoning out a Centaur either. So I'm a little bit questionable on a Rubik pick, but I think they just want to keep their other 2 picks open.
That's a good point.
Yeah, they want to keep their mid open. I mean, you're almost certainly going to be versus an Invoker, though. I think they should kind of play this to other Lycan style. You can either go mass push, or you can go 4 on 5, let Lycan get huge and split push style. And I think that one will be better suited to them. They could also just go mass split push with a Nature's Prophet, too. But I think Visit and Rubik, they're in my mind, like, very aggressive early supports. They're not terribly great in, like, long, drawn-out sort of farm fest. Although Visit with a Scepter and Rubik with a Blink, they're a little scary.
Well, what are they going to want to go for here? Some heroes that Empire like to run. Storm is out there for Resolution. You've got Doom that we sometimes see for Silent. I guess he'll be on the Lycan.
I think Storm would be pretty damn good this game.
Mag also has played offlane Doom in the past, though his Clockwork is the choice here. So, yep, they'll go for some good initiation. Again, still kind of leaving their draft open-ended. This mid pick is going to decide a lot. In theory, they could go for something like a Templar Assassin mid, which we've seen teams do to counter, quote-unquote, counter Invoker. It doesn't really counter him, but you farm well. The hero offers a lot of damage late game. At the same time, do they have enough control to do something like that? Or are they better suited going for maybe a Storm?
TA plus Puck is not the best. Puck's already banned out. Storm banned out too. So I think they need a ranged hero. Like melee plus Clockwork, it's very hard to get most of your damage off.
Who's out there?
DK could also work
Shadow
too.
Fiend?
Shadow Fiend's very good here. I would like Shadow Fiend a lot. He is very susceptible to the Enchantress SD ganks. That's the big thing. Because they're going to just play super aggressive on Shadow Demon, or Shadow Fiend if they pick a Shadow Fiend.
I mean, is TA good? He doesn't synergize that great with Clockwork, though. You're not really a ranged hero.
Because I foresee it's going to be Clockwork plus the mid hero doing a lot of the work in the mid game, and they need heroes that synergize very, very well, like aggressive heroes that don't necessarily have to scale well late, but they just have to do somewhat decently with farm.
What else is Resolution? I'm trying. Bat is the other one, but that's banned.
When I think of Resolution, I think Invoker,
Storm,
Shadow Fiend, Puck, Storm.
Yeah,
those are like my main.
Oh yeah, Puck as well, but Puck's also banned.
So they ban or pick most of the heroes that they usually give to Resolution. He does play Ember too, but Ember's already banned out.
And wow, Lone Druid's the burning Lone Druid.
This is like the 1/1/1 with a dual roam though. They're just going to completely leave Lone Druid up top. Face off.
Well, he's going to destroy Clockwork if he's left alone.
That's a rough matchup for Clock.
And Empire don't have the best roaming combo either. And Rubik, Visage, not real likely to go for a lot of ganks early.
I think Lone Druid's a little bit underrated, too. He's still very strong. His Barrier gives a lot of bounty, but
they also changed the route so that it's not an orb effect anymore.
Yeah.
So you can get Maelstrom and have it work perfectly.
It's pretty nice. It's just he also translates ganks very well into pushes too, which I think is very important in this patch, or is just very important in Dota in general.
It's been more important recently though, because teams are just better at capitalizing. Like they know exactly what to do now. Where you look at like Dota even 2-3 years ago, and so that teams would just kind of run around like chickens with their heads cut off after they get a kill.
This is why people like Lycan a lot. People like Shadow Shaman, Luna, even
Tiny
Chen.
once in a while.
Yeah. These are really good at getting tower kills. And Lone Druid, I mean, they don't really have that much push aside from that, especially if an Invoker wants to go across Wex. So this last pick from Team Empire.
I just feel like DK is going to win at least 2 lanes. Like, Lone Druid should be Clockwork.
Yes.
What can Empire even pick that would beat the Invoker? I mean, maybe Shadow Fiend or TA.
TA would. But
does TA offer you much in the mid game though? That's maybe she wins her lane, but what does she do in the mid game against this DK draft?
Not that much. She's going to get kited around.
They have so much lockdown. They've got plenty of ways to remove refraction, and they'll go Mirana for resolution. Not something we see him on often.
Yeah, I've seen it before though.
Yeah, it's not a staple hero for him, but they normally secure his hero early in the draft.
I don't think it's enough tempo control though. She's nice for damage, but as far as like actually being able to set up kills on people, is Clockwork going to be doing 110% of the heavy lifting here?
Well, that's often how it is for Empire, is Mag just has to play a flawless off lane, get an early blink on Bat, or in this case a fast level 6 on Clock to make things happen. Not to say that I
think Empire has a work cut out for them this game.
Yeah.
This is Lycan, yes, whatever, win rate, but still it's not an easy win.
Is there any chance they do something weird with the lanes?
I think
Empire.
The only suggestion is they could do aggressive try, but I think Lone Druid will win whatever matchup they throw up there. Because if they aggressive try, Shadow Demon Enchantress will wreck them. If it's Clockwork or Solo Mirana, they'll also get wrecked too. So I think Empire just has to leave the top lane. The top lane's almost a guaranteed loss for them. They need to really try and secure their safe lane. Try and zone out the Centaur if at all possible. Let Mushi. He's already had Reservoir Wars and wants to go ward up. They need to deny him experience if at all possible and hope that mid does not die to the SD Enchantress room.
All right, well, on that note, it's time now for our 5th match of the day. 8 total coming your way. Empire versus Team DK. Both teams 1-0. Empire on the Radiant side. A win here all but guarantees a winner bracket finals appearance. And, of course, DK on the Dire. So you've got Empire. Mag will be handling your Clockwork. And the solo mid-roll goes Resolution, one of the flashiest players to, I mean, I would say equally flashy to Arteezy in terms of just his individual performances. You had that moment where Sing Sing dove him mid. What was that in WPC? I think it was WPC group stage. I don't know if you saw that game, but Sing Sing was tower diving him Invoker mid, Resolution. Resolution jukes him, ends up sun striking him while Sing Sing was hasted on a TA, running in circles around the tower. He's an impressive player. You've got to always want to fly on your Visage. You have Silent as the safe lane Lycanthrope. Has gone Midas on Lycan before, just throwing that out there. Vanks go on the Rubik. And then on the Dire side, Team DK. Mushi going off lane because of this guy. Ice. He wants the mid-roll. For this game, he'll be playing the Invoker. You have Burning on the safe lane Lone Druid. Lamb on the Enchantress. Early Smoke is picked up, and that leaves MMY as your Shadow Demon. So I'm really looking forward to this mid lane. Ice versus Resolution. This should be fun.
He got pulled a crap load, too. He has the plus 12 damage build.
Both of them did, actually. Both got pulled.
Well.
Who do you favor in this matchup?
I would say Invoker, because I think he does a lot more with this sort of farm. Potom can kind of get it anywhere, but Invoker really needs it to shine. And Mirana it's very difficult to get a solo kill on Invoker, and if Invoker goes quasi-exort, he can easily out-farm and out-harass the Mirana.
And the other issue is you can't even get the runes because of the Forge Spirits. He can just go and take the runes, basically, or deny them.
DK have much better roamers, too.
All right. Well, yeah, that's the other factor here is they have very self-sufficient laners. Invoker's quite self-sufficient. Yes. Centaur's not going to win his lane, but he's just hard to kill.
I don't think he's going to die.
Yeah, that's the main thing. It's just Mushi doesn't die. As long as he doesn't, they're happy. And Empire on the other side, you've got Lycan who needs help early on, a lot of it against Centaur. Actually, I'd say Centaur is one of the heroes that generally Lycan struggles more against in the early levels. Once you get the Wolves up to level 3, then you're fine. But those first few waves, we saw last game. Ice loves to bully, he loves to be aggressive, and even if he gives up a kill or two, his goal is just to put pressure on the enemy supports and delay their own progression, slow down the enemy carry.
Yeah,
Bernie was way out farming Loda last game because of Ice.
Yeah, you have to force your supports to stay and devote a lot of resources. Don't let them stack. Don't let them pull. Don't let them kill you, or don't let them like babysit you. And just make sure that they're devoting a lot of resources. So your mid is also really safe too. So yeah, he may be dying, but usually gets things accomplished.
Well, Ice, he did ping out this Observer Ward, so I think they saw it getting dropped down. They already had one here, which means they might be able to get a quick D-Ward bottom, and that's really going to throw a wrench into any plans to shut down that offlane Centaur. So this could be a really good start for DK.
There's 2 smokes on them, too. One on NY and one on LAN, too. So they're looking to get real aggressive early. Exort already up on Ice.
Once they get level, like, level 3 on Ice, maybe level 4, they could honestly kill even Resolution if he's not careful. So for the time being, Mushi. I keep on wanting to say Ice, but it is Mushi on the Centaur. He's got a sentry up. He can deward this ward any second now, and yeah, here you go. They saw it get dropped down. They'll deward it quickly. And is there any Observer ward left for Empire? No, they got nothing, so they're not going to have vision.
They have one in mid, but not in their inventory.
Yeah, not available to be deployed. They are running the Lycan. That will give Resolution a bit of an edge in this mid lane for the early levels. You can focus on his last hitting with the Howl.
Not exactly sure why this Observer Ward is right here, though, because if DK smoke ganks, they're going to smoke gank from over here. Or they're going to wrap around the long way or go behind tower. Like, they're not going to approach from, like, usually over here. And by that time, it's probably going to be nighttime and the ward's going to expire anyways. So it's a questionable ward.
Yeah, who would be coming? That's a good ward if they have, like, a Pudge and they're trying to hook you from across the river in the mid game, maybe, but... yeah, not really a game where you expect to see it get dropped.
Or if you want to play very aggressively and you're worried about support sitting behind, but I doubt Padan's going to be playing aggressively on Invoker.
So in the offlane, we've got Mag on Clockwork, and this is just a classically difficult matchup for Clock. He can get his levels up, but you can see he's going Rocket build. He's not even going to try to contest Burning with Battery Assault. Just, maybe he goes back for more points of Battery Assault. Yeah, I'll take one now, but there's just no chance of him really putting pressure on Burning directly without supports. So he'll just try and get his levels, but once the Lone Druid hits 5, there's potential to get some solo kills here.
Lanham does have a Centaur creep. Let's check out the other spawns. One's Mud Golem and one's another Centaur. Maybe with double Centaur he can make things happen.
Oh, with this Disruption, Stomp. That is, well, Mirana, can she just leap out of that? That'll be the question. Timing's got to be just right.
Yeah.
And they are heading mid.
No,
they're heading top. Too. Oh, no. Mag's in trouble now. He'll start to retreat. He might realize already that he's out of position, but I think it's too late. Yep, they're going to walk right into him. He'll get disrupted. They'll follow up with the Wolf just standing nearby. Do they get off the Stomp here? Yes, they do. Mag gets surrounded completely by the illusions, but the first blood actually goes mid. Ice almost kills off Resolution. The rotation was even faster from Vangscore, so it's Empire who strike first here, not DK. Well, that was surprising.
That's a much bigger kill, too, getting a kill on the solo mid-invoker. So, nice rotation from Vanscore. Didn't actually see the kill happening, though.
He almost died. Ice, Sunstriked him. Just was it looked like it was just not quite enough damage. One more right-click would have done him in. But I do like putting pressure on the invoker. Like you said, probably the most important hero to shut down, and also arguably the easiest to shut down.
He is the easiest.
Yeah. Much easier to kill now. And that will give Mushi a bit of space, about to hit level 3 in the offlane. He's doing pretty well. Isn't dying. He's comfortable in the offlane Centaur, even though I think he's more comfortable mid. But he's definitely played this enough to know what to do.
Yep, Burning almost level 5. That's when it gets really hard for Mag to...
No Orb of Venom, though, which is a little surprising.
Especially in a melee matchup.
I wonder why not. Maybe we'll just see fast phase boots, but Orb of Venom's just such a cost-effective item. Well, we'll see.
Smoke from Lanham, double Centaurs. Here they go with MNY. This Centaur does not have that great of a lifespan, though. Maybe about like 10 seconds left.
I think it'll be dead before they get there.
Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna be able to get a kill on Mag. That's a pretty tough gank.
Oh boy. I don't know if they need both stuns. Let's see. Disruption's gonna start. The Bear's tanking a lot of damage. In comes your Sunstrike. Stomp is on the mark. However, Mag is cogged in MMY. The Bear's gonna fall here. Burning resummons it. Oh, he's gotta be careful. Meanwhile, at the bottom rune, Mushi's found always want to fly. Regen picked up by the Visage, who now will drive him off the lane. Arrow's going to come through. Mushi walks right into it. There's a level 3 Starstorm follow-up. Resolution might well get this kill. There's your double Starstorm. Resolution delivers. Beautiful Arrow. He's now 2 for 2.
He could have dodged that. He just like kind of walked into it. Maybe he thought the collision size was not as big.
Did he have vision?
I mean, he was.
It is nighttime, so he might not have seen it until fairly last minute.
Yeah, nice arrow though.
Oh, rude on the Mag. That RNG from Burning. However, suddenly 5 heroes are coming top. Everybody's TPing in. Resolution's going to join the fray. But Burning's hit level 6. He's too tanky. Doesn't want to lose this bear, though. It is a resummon. So he doesn't have a second bear if this falls. Tower and deny range. Who's going to get the last hit? Vangscore going for it. It goes to the Moran in the end. Nicely denied by Resolution. 2 kills on 2 very important heroes and a tower deny. Well, he's off to a fast start.
What a player.
Yeah, now he's got his Ring of Aquila up. Bottles online. Level 6 online. This is what you need against DK. You need someone to apply pressure.
Oh, look at... Oh, Silent on bottom. See, Mushi's just playing super aggressively. We saw Ice play hyper aggressively on a Centaur last game, but he underestimated the power of the Sunstrike, and very well coordinated by Mushi and Ice.
I feel like you just can't run melee carries against this hero because he requires too much support attention, or you just lose the lane. Or at least not these melee. Like Lycan just is getting
I think
destroyed.
It's more the problem with the babysitters. The babysitters can't zone him out. If you have like a 3-level advantage, I think
maybe if you have Ancient Apparition, you can. Probably the best hero.
Or Venomancer.
It's rough though. But even if they zone him out, it's a pretty big investment in time. Is that certain supports it's easy. I do agree there. But most it's quite difficult. Well, Lamb now. Courier's going to fly out for him. Midas is on the way for Burning. So we're going to see the Midas. Normally Radiance is the follow-up to this fast of a Midas. Only 6 minutes in. And this is with the tower deny. Resolution did pop his ultimate. Oh, they're going on top with this. Bankscore is going to lift up Burning. He's already bought the Midas, but will he get to use it before going down? The Bear's nowhere near him. Now Mag drops the Cog, and in comes the arrow. Actually, I think it hit the main Bear. Won't matter. Burning falls. Empire are just cruising right now in terms of these kills. But DK are still farming well.
They're farming very well. 1,500 gold lead for them. And no one's really on top of the CS board for DK. Lycanthrope sitting at 48 CS, Burning sitting at 35, and he spent all his gold too. So yeah, they killed Burning, but his Bear just resummoned anyways, and he'll have his Midas. So he's doing very well.
Hey, free fountain trip, right? There's your Midas. He's actually bought another. He's bought another Gloves of Haste here, I think. Or wait, no, did he?
I don't think so.
Okay, no, I think I selected the wrong. No, that was the gloves for the Midas. Gotcha. Okay, so, well, overall, gold pretty even. Ice has been shut down a bit, and he's actually not going Midas. He's done this before. He'll go early mech for the team.
I think this is pretty good against Empire because of their heavy fighter lineup. Like, the 4 heroes aside from Lycan are just going to be looking to put pressure so that Lycan can farm, man. If they can repel that and just make them play, like, very passively, and they can farm up Blinks on Centaur, look for easy kills here and there with Sunstrike, then I think DK's heading into the mid-game very well prepared, and they have the Midas advantage, too. Oh, actually, Lycan went Midas.
Who's got the better late game, the Bear or the Wolf? Who do you favor here?
I would say DK, because I think that Invoker provides a lot more utility than the Mirana. So I think in terms of those two heroes, it's like roughly equal.
DK are in position. Are there familiars out yet for Always Want to Fly? He's not level 6. Now they'll start with a disruption. Out comes the Soul Catcher, and Bankscore does get off a nice lift. He throws him back, but still too much damage. Down he goes. Now Empire. Are they going to look to fight? Sentinel gets deployed, but Mushi rethinks his plan. Now he's backing off. Hook. Oh, that was a kill if they hit it. Still Mag might get a range. Arrow to fly. Connects on Mushi. Another great arrow from Resolution. Almost dodges the stun as well. Can't quite do it, though. The Imps come forth. That could have been 2 kills with a hook shot connecting there. Sunstrike. Oh, it's going to connect on Always Want to Fly. Ice. Even with the first blood, he's still making plays. This has been a flashy game for both of those solo mid players.
Yeah, nice Sunstrike coming out from Ice, turning a bad situation into a wash.
You know, in the DK versus Navi, EG versus Navi game, it was the story of the offlaners. You had Funnick and Universe making all the plays for their teams. In this game, feels like it's the story of the solo mid players. So interesting to see how it just varies from game to game. But yeah, both really playing some fantastic Dota right now.
This is going to be a very early mech for Invoker too.
Once they get the mech, can DK just like force Roche? Can they just force towers?
They can easily force Roche.
What are Empire going to do about this?
I think if they get Roche before Empire gets to nab it with Lycan or even put pressure on it, then Empire's in a really bad position because Lycan's going to take some time to ramp up too. He's working on his Vlads right now, but I think that Invoker will complete his his mech before the Vlads, and Empire can't take it without it.
Yeah, and even once he gets the Vlads, it's not like Lycan's combat ready at that point. He's split push ready, he's farm ready. He still needs at least one more item. Where was that Sunstrike? Oh, it's mid. Okay. Did he actually hit?
No, he tried to cast a Deafening Blast and catch Resolution off guard, but he was able to escape in time.
All right. Always Want to Fly as familiars. That is the other thing Empire have is the split push. So they've got the Wolves. They'll have the Vlads coming out momentarily. In fact, they've got the gold for it now, and they've got the familiars. But DK has some good split push of their own. And Burning, playing it fairly safe, 1,800 gold up. He'll retreat out. But Empire make a different path. They'll head up the river. They'll look for Burning from the backside. Will he be ready for this? Courier's coming out as well. It's carrying some sentries, but this could be bad for DK. Lamb might reveal the gank. That would be ideal here. Actually reveal it on bank score. Oh, and he gets out too. Can they hookshot him? Do they try for it?
Man, Lanham's so elusive on this Enchantress. He would dodge that lost hookshot on bottom, and he's still really tanky too.
Since when is Enchantress? What?
I have no idea what that was about.
Was that just a frustration hook?
I have no idea.
There was nothing.
I have no argument for that.
Well, let's just pretend it didn't happen then.
Who knows?
It'll cool down soon. It was just to make DK feel comfortable.
Still, very nice gank dodge from DK, using that sick map awareness. And now the push is going to come out on the left side. They don't really have that great defense, especially without the hookshot. So
well, Resolution, even with his amazing start, can he keep on making an impact in the mid game? That's always the question with Mirana. Can he keep on hitting arrows? Do they use the Moonlight Shadow effectively? For now, they take a tower bottom on the back of the Wolf. But the Bear keeps on sieging. And they'll start pushing towards Mushi here. Now the mech's online, though. And that's where, if DK take a stand and win a fight, they can just go Roshan on the back of it. It'll be hard for Empire to stop that, so they got to be careful. From the side comes the Mirana. Resolution walks right into an enemy sentry, though. This time he's been spotted. He'll leap into the trees. Now he's trapped. However, the imps come through. Oh, I don't think they'll go on him here. Meanwhile, bottom lane, ice, ice, ice. Are they going to go? No, there's a heal through the... Are they? No. Sunstrike? Sunstrike? Oh, they will get him in the end of the poison. All right. Well, Empire,
nice sentry
unfortunate leap. But they were ready. They saw him, I guess the invis rune was here, and they saw him pick it up.
Well, it's even just a threat of Moonlight Shadow.
Yeah, that's true. So they were well prepared. And the other thing is Burning's not dying. So they're securing his farm. He's getting closer to Radiance. For now, the Lycan is going to be ahead in terms of farm and stay ahead, but once the Radiance comes out, that could change.
And fight impact, I think the Radiance is just going to be huge compared to Necro 3 on Lycan, which is going to be sometimes away.
Even once he gets it, it's still it's a strong fighting item, but it's not the same as a Radiance. Yeah. Later on, maybe the Necro 3 does as much or more, but for the mid game, when these supports are quite squishy, it's not going to do that much. In comparison. So
DK needs to do Roshan soon. I guess they can probably wait for the at least the Relic Alone Druid, probably the Radiance. So he's at 2850 gold right now. So we're looking at like a 17, 18 minute Radiance. Actually, maybe a little bit earlier. 16
it's pretty fast considering that he went Midas first. And he's been under pressure. They've tried to gank Burning 3-4 times. He's had to spend time playing defensively. He did die once, and as a result, I think it's still quite good farm. Considering.
It's very good. And Mirana's starting to fall off a little bit, too. She has her phase boost and almost drums, but compared to the Ice Ice Ice, who has treads and mech, mech is more expensive than drums, and he has a little bit more gold, too. So Ice 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 doing fantastically, 2-1 and 2. Both of those mid heroes, I believe, are 2.
What a sniper. By the way, just lobbing arrows out, hits MMY from across the river. I don't think he even had vision for that.
Bottom's also falling a little bit behind in levels, too. He's 9.5, whereas Ice 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 is level 11.
Yeah, the Mirana's been roaming, and the downside is you don't really keep up in your levels. Are they making it up elsewhere? Their supports are a bit underleveled. They're just getting out.
Midas on Lycan, but that's not enough.
And there's a Midas on Lone Druid. Another arrow comes in. Oh, Ice 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 barely dodging that one. The creep will die. Takes a bullet for the team. The Secret Service creep doing what he must to protect the greater good. Still Burning's applying the split push pressure, up to 3,600 gold. And it seems like Empire have decided now is the time to force the issue. But they're fighting into mech, they're fighting into level 4 Shadow Poison, and this makes the push very difficult to successfully pull off. In fact, they're going to have to back, and Burning will retreat now. Resolution not going to force the issue. This means Relic will go to Burning. And Empire, they're going to be up against it soon. There'll be that window where the Radiance is out, Mushi's got his Blink, the mech's online for Ice Ice Ice, maybe as the first Necro 1, and DK's 5v5 will just be devastating. Even though they don't have many true teamfight heroes. But they just have so much teamfight damage.
They're able to just put so much pressure on the map, too. Burning's constantly pushing out top, Ice 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 constantly pushing out mid, Mushi pushing out bottom. Like, Empire just doesn't have any good opportunities to take advantage of.
What's been stolen here? Bank score does grab the level 4 Shadow Poison. Nice little pickup for him. But like you said, it's just DK applying pressure in multiple lanes. And Empire seem hell-bent on forcing fights mid. So DK just outmaneuvering them. How can Empire break out of this?
Clockwork hookshot on Burning. That would be ideal.
Oh, they're going to find him. What do you know? That's what the doctor ordered, eh, Ben? They'll go in now on Burning. Now comes the level 4 Starstorm and the arrow, and Bernie will fall. Big kill for Empire. They've been forcing it for a while. Meanwhile, mid lane, they even denied the tower with the Visage. Very well done. 2 big wins. They did lose the Visage, a hero. Bottom lane, looks like he's microing his birds, and he got sunstriked in one lane and denied a tower in the other. So truly a global game. Meanwhile, MMY has been blocked a bit by the Wolves. They're still blocking him. They need these familiar stuns, though. They can't get him to land. And will the familiars be resummoned? No, he doesn't have it. They might lose 200 gold for this. In fact, I think they will. Yeah, 1 familiar. No, they're missing uphill. That miss.
GG RNG. Well, now they will de-ward the Roshan ward, too. So now DK slows down the Radiance a little bit. Houses Midas.
Their Roche position is very good now, though. Tier 1 bottom's probably falling next, and Tier 1 mid's already down. Sure, it gets denied, but that makes the Roche a lot easier.
They need Radiance first, though.
It's close. I mean, sure, he dies there, 300 gold, but he'll have this within 2 minutes, I'd say.
If they got him before, his Relic would have been much bigger.
Yeah. Well, DK are going to wait for the Radiance. Empire mainly just waiting for Silent to get big. I don't know what else. In terms of items, there's just no key items for this team, really. Maybe a blink on your Rubik later on, your Ags on your Visage, but oh, man. This is very frustrating as a support player. They're just constantly running for their lives. They can't even focus on anything else. Ice putting the hurt on.
Yeah, just so much pressure constantly, though. Invoker, like, getting solo kills around the map. Now Centaur has Blink, too, so they got to worry about dying. They got to worry about split pushing. They have to worry about securing their farm on their important heroes. They have to worry about making plays with Mirana. And that's the thing about the Mirana mid. You're not terribly scared of her free farming. You're really scared of her getting a lot of kills. But, like, say something like a Storm Spirit, if you let him free farm or Orchid, that's a lot of trouble for your supports. But free farming Mirana, yeah, she'll have Yasha, drums, but that's not the scariest thing in the world. I
just want to point out, Ice has been terrorizing, always want to fly for like a straight minute and a half. I think I'm just going to lock my camera on the poor guy. Is he going to TP home is the question. He got Sunstriked, almost went down. He's healing up with the Tranquil Boots now. And Ice really Sunstrike him. 5 seconds to go. He didn't see him walk in here, but that doesn't mean he won't just take a gander.
Doesn't look like it. Well, they do have Centaur scouting out behind the tower, and I think the slow game definitely favors DK, though, because they can take Roach at their will. They have the far better Blink initiation, too, with the Centaur, and it looks like this tower will go down for free.
Lycan is fairly scary with the farm, but they ultimately could deal with that. Things like your Disruption if he focuses somebody, Centaur to run away, decent chain stun from Invoker, and then you always have Entangle. Entangle always a problem for Lycan. So I think even giving away free farm to the Lycan, that's something DK can tackle. And he is getting free farm. He's actually still out farming Burning. Although that may change here. Radiance now delivered right as they make a move towards top lane. Meanwhile, the bottom tower fell, and DK will look to defend. And now with the Radiance out, they have to be careful about this engage. They will rock it. They'll find Burning in the trees. Now he's isolated. Will he pull the Bear back in to help tank some of this damage? Bear's low. Bear goes down. That's 300 gold. Now the Blade Mail pop by Mag. They're really diving for this kill. They want it bad. They want this Bear, but he jukes through the trees. Rin around the Rosie. Still running. The Wolf's on the hunt. They'll brain Burning down. Big kill. Thanks score will fall. It's just a 1-for-1, and that's the death on Burning and the death on the Bear. However, Mushi's found them behind the trees, and they could get isolated here. Mag will drop his cogs, trying to wait it out. He's got Blade Mail. Silent. They can't cancel the TP. No mana for a stomp. So he makes it out safely. And Mag still juking in the trees. He'll get out. Can't believe it. Wow. How did they escape?
Yeah, nicely played. Double TP out. And usually a lone druid in that situation would not take that heavy of a loss. But where was the defensive disrupt? Where's the TP in from their supports? Where's the Centaur up there in their face?
He did Centaur ult, but the hero wasn't there in time. They have not done the best job of protecting Burning this game.
They have not.
I mean, he was playing that defensively. Like, he's sitting back here. I guess he could be scouting, trying to block hooks with the Bear, but that's about it.
Mag's been doing a very good job of connecting with those hooks, though.
Well, like we said, he's the key hero for them this game. He's got to be on the ball, and he's been mostly on the ball.
DK didn't lose their tower, though. That was really important. They weren't able to translate that into tower kill, which is pretty unusual for Lycanthrope. Looks like they will go for a smoke here. Are they going for a Roshan? Looks like they ping out on the Ancients for some reason. Oh. But Burning might die here again.
Well, he's got to retreat now, and he's still farming. Has a TP scroll. Is he going to TP out? They're actually scouting towards the Roshan pit. They're smoke ganking the Ancients. There's an arrow that connects Amushi mid, and he's just going to melt. Then the Sunstrike off the mark. They might focus Ice 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 next. What have they stolen? It's a Sunstrike of their own. However, Bansker on the run, taking a lot of damage. The Urn taking him down. The Bear's going to burn him down as well. He doesn't have a lift. He'll burn. He'll rot. And now they'll go into the pit. But it's too late. Silent's already snagged the Aegis. This is something DK thought they'd get for sure. Silent has been rooted. He'll drop once, and I think he'll go down twice here.
He has ult.
In comes Resolution, though. Might look to fight this out. The Empire standing strong for now. They pop the ultimate, and Resolution starts working the Bear. Burning. Can't stand against the damage. He's forced back. Now Silent's going to retreat out. And on the side of the fight, they've lost MMY, the Shadow Demon. They're not done yet either. Ice, Ice, Ice. Cold Snapping, always want to fly. Canceling his TP. But is there any follow-up for this? He keeps on right-clicking. Silence, always want to fly. Standing strong. Almost brings on Ice, Ice, Ice. Familiars, out of damage. They'll start feeding away their lives here. And they do lose always want to fly in the end. Rocket comes through, but it's too late. But they steal the Aegis from DK. Silent lives to tell the tale. And he's up to 1,100 gold. Still very, very strong. Has the Necro 3. Might get stomped here by Mushi, though. There's a double edge. It's not enough damage. They need a little bit more. Where's that Sunstrike? Ice, Ice, Ice. Oh, he just threw one. Didn't see where it landed.
No idea where he threw it.
Yeah, it wasn't mid and it wasn't in the fountain, so not sure what happened there. He might have been looking for Resolution bottom.
Yeah.
Now I'm having auditory hallucinations. I think I'm hearing Sunstrikes when it's on cooldown. Freaking Ice, Ice, Ice. This guy keeps you on your toes.
Centaur going for a Force Staff, I believe. That's pretty unusual, but I guess against a Clockwork, it's pretty much a necessity. It looks like Clockwork probably going for a Veil, I suppose, with this Helm of Iron Will.
What else? I mean, I don't see what else it could be.
I mean, Helm of Dominator.
Maybe a Helm of the Dominator for some... Oh, there you go.
Armlets.
Little Bone 7 style Clockwork.
Pretty unusual. Okay synergy with Blade Mail. You can right-click people down. Can he toggle it, though? Yeah, I suppose so. It's good right-click damage. I can get on board with that.
Armor's good in general versus DK. They have quite a bit of right-click as well, so...
I think they need a mech, though.
I guess they're not building one.
I think mech would have been a stronger choice than Armlet, but Armlet will give him a lot of damage in case he can't trap someone in with their clogs, and especially without Invoker or Centaur having a Force Staff, and the support's not really saving anyone, I think it's good.
It could work.
Good for killing.
It could definitely work.
Right.
Well, DK, 11-8. They were leading for most of this game in terms of momentum. Gold and experience were slightly their way. But after that last team fight, Empire snagged the Roche, almost equalized the graphs. And it is the Lycan that you start to worry about a bit. The Lone Druid's just been pressured all game. 0-3 on Burning. Your Lycan's been 2-1, virtually uncontested. Still, Burning's kept his farm up, but you do have to wonder. He'll be forced to TP out here. TP's actually cooling down. The Bear gets a root, though. What a timely root on Silent. Nothing to cancel this TP out, so Burning will escape, but doesn't really accomplish a whole lot in the end.
Nice positioning, though, so that he doesn't get caught out by a hook shot or an arrow. Well, I guess technically Mag or Silent could have just like run in with his Bear, lose all his minions to set up a clear line of fire, but still that's pretty difficult.
Burning his Bear almost dies the last will damage. Can it get returned in time? Oh boy, those little plays. He got the Necro, but almost fed away 300 gold in the process. Barely avoids it. That's a lot to give up.
Yeah, Necro's 200 though. So and then
yeah, in the end it's a 200-0 win. He'll definitely take that. Yeah, these summons, and then you've got familiars. You've got 3 sets of summons that all give an insane amount of gold this game.
So DK eyeing the Roshan pit. What are they going to do with the Aegis down for another 4 minutes? Probably nothing. They can just farm up the AC on the Lone Druid, but they're not in any desperate rush right now. Their early game has gone fairly well. Their mid game has gone decently well, and although they didn't get super greedy on Invoker, they will have a Necro 3, and Lone Druid is going to be fat. Can a Lycan out-carry a Lone Druid, though? That is the main question here. Lycan is slightly more farm with about 1,500 more net worth, but...
Well, he's not alone. They've got always want to fly with the 3 familiars, so... The Visage could be a big damage dealer for this team as well.
That's an early Scepter. Oh, that's, yeah, pretty early.
And Hal seems quite ridiculous on the familiars as well. Look at that. That's insane. That's a lot of damage. How fast do they attack per second? 0.38 seconds per attack. Wowza. They'll try him out of siege here. Empire just want to force DK back, but Burning keeps on pushing bottom lane. Has not returned just yet. And he'll keep on pushing. Nope, no, that's just the bear. He's TP'd the hero back. So Empire in the end, it's a tier 2 for a tier 2. Quite even trade there.
Oh, familiar gold. Oh my goodness. All 3 of them died, and Ice got a couple of the gold too. Always want to fly. His ult's on cooldown for another 130 seconds too. Enchantress is very good versus those familiars though.
Yeah, with the impetus. Well, works our way towards an Aghanim Scepter now, and out comes the Halberd for... Oh, man. Did you see that? What?
I have no idea what just happened. How did he
just
die?
Sunstrike for run at the tier 3 tower. Oh, how is this happening? Ice, ice, ice. He's too much.
His Invoker's strong.
I didn't even get the sound effect that time. Just suddenly dead hero at bottom. I guess showed himself in the lane with less than full HP and paid the price. He's been finding quite a few pickoffs, but they haven't translated into anything else as of yet. Just a kill here or there, but also not towers. Unfortunately, there's no Roche for them to take right now. Still a very even game overall. This one really, really feels like it could go either way.
Yeah, looks like gold lead has actually slipped in favor of Empire, though. 800 gold lead for them, and looks like Burning. How's he doing on his AC status? Is that coming to him right now? Yes, it is. So now they are really strong. Necro 3 up on Invoker. Rutro.
Are they going to push through the top lane? Necro 3's up. They have Alacrity as well if they want to throw it on the bear. And the AC that you mentioned. But Empire might go for a wraparound, try and catch them by surprise. They'll leave Silent in front. With the Halberd up, he's quite tanky even against the Lone Druid. And Moonlight Shadow gets popped, but there's actually a Sentry Ward just been dewarded. Gems up on the Enchantress. DK dropped down another Sentry. Arrow is coming through. Won't connect on anything. Do they still go in after this? Back the other way come the Forge Spirits, chasing Empire off the fight. And it looks like that'll be the end of the backstab attempt. But it might not be the end of the fight, because the bear is just coming straight for their base. Both teams so good at killing buildings. There's a 4-step. Blink on forward from Mushi. Catches out Resolution, but he leaps away in the nick of time. And now, definitely Blast don't always want to fly. Can they focus him down in time? He's very, very tanky. Silent decides this is a good time to go in. He's going in 1v4. Where's the damn team for this? There's nothing for Silent. He's forced back. Cold snapped up. Silent just ran in and died all by his lonesome. Now Bankscore comes in a little bit late. Drops the double head. Cogs are there for Mag. Is he going to try to solo kill Ice Ice Ice? Even, even with the blade mail, not enough. Now Mushi's turn to overextend. Gets the kill on the Resolution in the end, though. 4 heroes dead all of a sudden.
That was a pretty sick 4-step up the hill to catch him off guard. Resolution was trying to right-click him from the high ground at very low HP.
He blink 4-stepped in to get that initial stomp off. Oh, they found Mag as well. Suddenly Cold Snap. Can he get rooted? He will get rooted, and DK are going to take down all 5. There's a buyback from Lycan. Can Empire defend? They took down the tier 3 pretty low top earlier, but now it's DK's turn to push the offensive. And with the Forge Spirits here, with the bear online, they might just get this Rax as well. The Rax are dropping low. Looks like they're going to fall. That's 1 lane down already. You lose a fight as either team this game, against the Wolf, against the bear, familiars as well, and buildings just melt to that. So yeah, he 4-stepped into a stomp. Into a double edge, you're saying, right?
Onto Resolution,
yeah. Yeah, okay.
That was just a very great move from DK. Hitting as soon as the AC came online. Like, Bear is extremely strong as soon as you get your Radiance, and very strong as soon as you get your AC too, and that timing is just so important. Yeah, Mirana completed her Manta at the same time, and I think Halberd was close to completing on Lycan, but the AC is just a huge damage boost, especially combined with the minus armor from the Force Spirit from Invoker. You're just talking about tons of right-click damage on heroes, and even a hero like Lycan is going to die on a Cold Snap.
Silent also was just, he ran in like 1v4, and the team was over here. Like, they were not fighting with him. And I'm not sure if they got caught out or distracted, but he ended up just running a 1v4. Even with the Halberd, did a decent amount of damage, couldn't kill Shadow Demon, and it just died in the end. So it seemed like a miscue from Empire.
Yep, Roshan is up, and they have scouted it out with Familiars, and maybe the Familiars were still down too. I'm not exactly sure whether or not they were, but here they go.
Well, Roche is up again. Roche number 2. Empire going to look to contest this. They'll throw out an arrow off the mark. Just trying to contest, but with the top lane, it'll slowly push back in. Wolves are going to try and stop that. They'll keep on applying a little momentum to this. And Empire do pop a Hal. They'll try to push in top and mid, but the Familiars have been surrounded. Look at this. Triple familiar gank. Oh, they just melt. One more imp. No, not enough.
Yep. Well, the armlet on Clockwork is not really working out for them, though. Like, they lost the Rax, and I think if they had a little bit more healing, if they could have kept Silent alive, I think it would have changed around that fight.
Yeah. A little extra armor might have made the difference as well. Well, DK are going to group up mid. Wolves are doing a bit of reconnaissance right now, and the Familiars trying their best as well. All the beasts in the wild surrounding the pit. Treads are up. Empire just getting whatever they can for this stage of the game. They know if they give DK this Aegis, that's pretty much 2 lanes of Rax. They're low on buybacks. Another arrow's fishing. They just keep on putting pressure on mid. But slowly top lane will be pushed out by Burning. Now the bear rotates in. And with the Wolves mid, there's just not much to go. Mushi blinks in. Didn't go for the immediate force, however. Now backing out. They'll toss Mushi forward. Oh, I don't know if they want to pull him in. Arrow comes in. Whoa, just barely misses. Scraping his backside, but it's the Familiars. It's the Fort Spirits just driving Empire back with the bear in tow as well. And Empire just can't fight. There's too much stuff being thrown their way. Now an entangle and make. They've caught him out as well. 2 heroes down. And DK might just push through mid. They might even skip the Rosh. Those were some big kills. I think they will. They'll just keep on pressuring mid lane. No, now they back off. They'll say, let's take the safer route. Let's go for Rosh. They might have buybacks here, but there's no way they're contesting this Aegis, and they would be right about that.
Yeah, if they do, they're probably going to get wiped at that fight, especially without Clockwork there. They can't even take a fight 5-on-5, so 4-on-5 is definitely a recipe for disaster. So this is almost a nail in the coffin for Empire, though. They've just lost significant amounts of their base right now. They already lost that T1. They losing team fights, and they just don't really have any items up. And this is one of the problems with Mirana in the mid lane. You don't really care if she gets that farm because the utility that she provides is going to be much less than Invoker. Even if Invoker were slightly less farmed than the Podem, I would still say Invoker is more useful of a hero with Deafening Blast, Ice Wall, the global presence with Sunstrike.
He can even just do things like Alacrity the Bear as well.
Yeah, it's just incredible the amount of utility that Invoker provides. But Podem, like, unless you get like amazing amounts of kills with her, even like a safe lane Mirana, I think is kind of the same. Like, you're not terribly scared of her free farming compared to like a bear with Radiance. It's just not going to happen.
And the thing now is, even when they hit arrows, they can't go in on DK. DK are just too tanky. They've got too much stuff to throw your way.
They have defensive disrupts anyways.
We'll try and slow down the bear here, and the Familiars get sicked on it, but it's too tanky. They can't bring it down. They'll rotate the whole team through the bottom lane. Familiars are in heavy pursuit, but an army of Necro Minions and Ford Spirits just zoning them back. Now they're hunting Familiars. I feel like I'm watching an episode of the Nature Channel, Dota Edition. This is something to behold. Just the whole menagerie. They'll finally clean up the Ford Spirits, but meanwhile bottom lane's pushing through. And the Lone Druid's going to start sieging the tower. They don't even have to really commit to this. They can just sit back. It's like what we've been seeing with Shadow Demon Luna. Just disrupt the Luna, sick the illusions on the tower. Empire can't do much against that. They'll hook in now. They will find Mushi, but there's a lot of stuff here. He just forced us out of the cogs, makes his retreat. Now Silent running in. They try and focus Bernie, but still his Aegis gets disrupted. Lycan ult being wasted a bit here now. Does manage to bring down Bernie once. The Rosh, the Aegis has been popped. Can he live through the second life? Mushi turns around. There's your counter initiation. There's a blink. Double-edged stomp Centaur combo. Now a Sunstrike. Ooh, just misses on Silent. DK will find this opening, though, and they'll start pushing in. Force staff forward from MMY, goes for the disruption. They do find Silent. Stomp is there. They manage to bring him down, and DK, this might be 2 lanes of Rax. They're unstoppable. They're really laying the hurt on Empire. 34 minutes in.
A nice hook shot from Mag to set things up, but he can't really do that much. They don't have that much follow-up for it.
Look at the surround. They almost completely block Mag in at the well, and now they get the Rax. That's your second lane of Rax down. Now Mushi comes in, Sunstrike's there, double edges there as well, and DK might have just forced Empire out of this game, and indeed they have. GG, well played's the call. DK.
That's almost guaranteed first place for DK. All they need to do is secure a win versus MVP Phoenix, and they'll be 3-0. So
what an impressive performance.
Yeah, I did not like the Podem pick, though. I just don't think Podem is very well suited to that mid lane role, unless you have a very heavy farmer in your one role. But Lycan is not your typical one.
Well, we did talk about it, though. What else was out there? There was TA and Shadowfeed. There was no Puck. There was no Invoker.
I think Shadowfeed would have been
there was Storm,
a little bit better. I think it's It's
No,
also
Storm got banned. They didn't have Storm either.
Yeah, Storm, Puck were both banned. It's like the supports weren't good enough at zoning out the Centaur, though. Like, Centaur just got too much. They got that almost solo kill. Invoker threw it a Sunstrike, but pretty much in a one-on-one situation, Lycan died in the early game. And you just can't let that happen. The Centaur can't bully around in a one-on-3 situation, so they got away with too much in that. Burning is definitely going to win his lane. Clockwork or Mirana, doesn't matter. He's going to win his lane. And Invoker, he died once, but Resolution still got very low. He didn't get very farmed, and Invoker is just far more useful a hero.
Resolution played a great game for the first 15, 20 minutes, and then there just wasn't anything he could do. So that's where you do have to say Mirana, just, as a pick, just didn't offer much to the team after the laning stage.
Yeah, she's kind of that hero, though. She's like a kind of a 2 position, but Lycan I don't really view as a true 1 either. Sometimes he is. So they have all these heroes that are getting a lot of farm, but they can't even outcarry like a solo lone druid.
Yeah. Well, Empire now, they're 1-1. They have to play Alliance next. So if they beat Alliance, they probably finish second at that point. So big match coming up for both teams later.
And I think does it go to tiebreak in between those two teams, though?
If they're tied 2-1. But Alliance
already... will it go tiebreak, or will it just go head like if whoever wins head on?
Break the ties, it's head-to-head. It's the same as the group stages. So it's head-to-head first. And
so there's no way we can have tiebreaker for Group A, then?
Unless DK loses to MVP Phoenix.
Oh, yeah.
Which we don't expect to happen.
That's
yeah.
So there's no way we're going to have a tiebreaker.
Well, shots fired.
Come on now.
Yeah, DK, no, they've actually looked good, but they still have a
DK's like strongest team, I'd say. They impressed me the most out of all 8 teams here, and MVP Phoenix, I don't know. They're close to rox.kis on the bottom of the barrel, though. So it's questionable.
And there's just not much time left to step things up. You play 2 games, suddenly that's most of your group stage done.
DK's looking really scary, though. They're using like a lot of heroes that, what do they use like in the other game too?
Centaur is a big hero for them.
Centaur's a very big hero.
I think Centaur is a first stage ban against DK.
Well, who else are you going to give them? They're going to ban Bat. I say they're almost always going to ban Bat.
Bat Dazzle is what they're banning 2 games in a row.
But who do you give them? Because you can ban out Lycan.
You can give them Ember. I think you can give them Naga as well, because they don't run that hero.
Okay. So you ban Invoker plus Centaur?
Yeah, I think so. What else is out there?
That's pretty reasonable. AA's out there.
And you maybe take Bat for yourself, something like that.
AA's out there.
Now, that's not to say DK can't change it up and run these heroes, but that's not. Those are not heroes they've been playing. Like, they've been playing with Centaur like every game is their off.
I don't think you want to give them Lycan either, though.
Yeah.
Well, as we see, Lycan is 0-2 in this tournament, though.
Yeah, 68%.
But it's just both DK with a game plan, though.
I still feel like the hero is very strong. It's just the way the games have worked out. He didn't have the best matchups the past 2 games. I think you just make them beat you with what they're not already crushing with. Like, Centaur is their go-to offlaner. They will take him over anyone, even Bat. I think they'll take Centaur over Bat.
I would say Bat's generally stronger, but they just play Centaur so damn well that it's
they build their entire drafts around Centaur. Like, and not just that, but like their play style. Like, they use the ult so effectively. Not just like, oh shit, we're in trouble, pop the ult. Like, they have a whole game plan.
Hoof Stomp plus Sunstrike that led to like 3 or 4 kills.
Yeah,
that was just absurd.
Well, Ice 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 put me through my paces that game. That's for sure.
Do you think DK is a team to beat in this tournament, though?
They're definitely in that top 2, top 3 discussion.
So how do you think they compare to Na'Vi EG, if Na'Vi EG are very evenly matched?
I think right now it's DK, EG, and IG as the teams who are looking the best, but it's Starladder, it's Na'Vi. Of course they're in that discussion.
I think Na'Vi looked really good, even though they lost. Like
they should have. I think they should have won that game as well. So they're close. I would say those 4 teams are the ones looking the strongest. But it's not that many games. Alliance, I don't think you can remove them from the discussion yet. And Empire looking a little bit shakier, but I still think Empire could make a run.
Yeah, I think it was more like draft suspect in this particular draft. Like Clockwork, they didn't really have like anyone he could solo or he could dual kill with. Like, they had a commit like 3 heroes most of the time. Mirana, she can't really solo kill anyone too. Rubik, Visage, they tried to roam a little bit. They got 1 kill in the early game, but aside from that, they didn't really do that much. So it was just...
And some of those matchups are just good. Like, Lone Druid's very tanky. He doesn't care that much if you hook him. He just brings the bear back in and fights you in the cogs and usually comes out on top. The Invoker has Forward Spirits to tank Battery Assault, so it just wasn't a good game for Clockwork to find easy kills. They needed a big damage dealer on top of him.
Yeah, and they had dual force staffs too, and that's really their only way initiation, unless you get caught by a hook shot, and they don't do enough tower siege damage for them to force out, to force DK in a really bad position while Lycan's pushing towers. Like, we never really saw that 5-man from them. They didn't have a mech either. I think that was a really big deal. I think they should have had a mech on some point. Always want to fly, rush the Scepter, which I think is okay. Vanscore is probably that hard 5 position, not really finding any farms. So, I don't know. I think they should have had a mech, though. It's super important.
Yeah, I agree. Coming up next, guys, we've got 3 more matches, and the next one will be Alliance versus MVP Phoenix. Seems like an easy win for Alliance, but they need to win it. Having dropped their earlier match to DK, a loss here means they might even not make it into the upper bracket. So they'll need to win that match, then they'll play Empire, and that will probably decide second place in Group A. You've been watching Beyond the Summit's presentation of Starladder Season 9. Stick with us, guys. We've got more Dota coming up very soon.